What's up, tubers? Tio here, Simplistic Fishing, coming back at you tonight to continue our lake breakdown of Lake Arrowhead. We finished all the Google Earth stuff last time, but we ran out of time on covering the offshore hot spots. Again, not sure if the offshore hot spots are going to be that good on this lake because of what we saw from Texas Park and Wildlife, but we're going to go ahead and point them out to you, show you where all the major contour breaks are, ledges, all that good stuff. Let's go check it out, see what Arrowhead has to offer. Let's jump in real quick and take a look at Lake Arrowhead from the Navionics boating app. I told you before, remember on the previous video, that this doesn't seem like it's really an offshore lake. So not sure how much this is going to help you, but hopefully you'll still be able to take advantage of it and find some fish that are out there. So let's go in here to Lake Arrowhead and let's talk about the offshore stuff that's up here. I'm going to start up here at the dam, work my way to the west side, and then I'll come back to the east. So let's just talk about some of the stuff that's out here. Real good creek channel that's out here, right? Real good creek channel that's out here in the middle of the lake. Good bend right here, a little intersection coming in. So maybe check that out. If you come over here, you're going to notice there's a big flat point that comes out. Real good flat point. I think the top of this is only 8 foot. So real good flat here, and then off the edges of those flats, like right here where this break is, or even over in here where this little ditch is right in here, could be a good place to find them. I'm going to move over here and go into this little section. There's not too much over here. And some of this I think we even marked on the Google Earth stuff. But this point right here looks like it could have some potential. It's got 2 creek beds that are fairly close to it. So I'd definitely fish in there. And one place that I don't know if we marked or not, but fishing this bank line from right here to about right here could be productive. You've got a nice creek bed that's right there, right beside it. Looks like there's even a Texas Park and Wildlife fish attractor right up here in the corner. So we would have definitely had that marked if that's there. So let's move on up here, see what else we can find down in this section. Again, it's pretty good flats. Says there's some vegetation, not sure about that, but if you look out here, you've got some pretty good breaks, like right in here, right around these creek beds. And then over here, you've got a little pond. This looks like the opening of the pond dam right there, so you definitely want to take a look at that. Those can always be great places. Then I'm going to move down here and kind of stay in on this side. I've got a lot of stuff marked out here on this creek channel, just the bends and the different special areas that are out here, right? So you're going to see those out in the middle of the lake. Let's just go down. Well, I guess we're okay. I thought we were going to have to keep going out in the middle, but you can see all those different areas. If I zoom in, you'll see them. There's one there. There's a good little ledge going on right there. There's a good turn that's right there as well. We move on here into this little pocket. Again, just kind of following that creek channel out. There's a little bit of a point here. Looks like there's some flooded timber up here too, so you could fish in here and then fish out here too, where this creek channel kind of starts to turn and goes this way. Another area that you could look at, I didn't mark it, probably should have, would be right in here. Looks like there's a couple little humps here that are around this little old pond, and so that could be a good little spot to take a look at. Not sure why I missed that the first time. Let's keep moving over here, see what else we could find. We've got a good little bend going on out here. Another couple good bends here. I like this one right here a lot, coming up really close to the shoreline. We move back here, we got the same type things, right? So some really good turns. 1, 2, 3 good turns right there. You got an intersection here, another good turn out here, another good one out here as well. You can even check this one out. And then up here, you've got some rock right off the edge of this little point. And this point's interesting because it's a nice little flat point that comes out quite a ways with some rock right on the edge of it. So 6, 7 foot little flat point that's sitting out there. Let's keep moving down. I'm going to pull back a little bit, show you guys where I'm at, about right here on the lake. We're going to come down here and see what else we can find that's out here. Another good little long, extended little point that's got flooded timber on it and a little pond dam by it. So definitely looking in here could be good. Of course, you're going to see me keep marking these creek channels out here, so you're going to see those. Anywhere those big bends are or anything special about them, I'm going to mark those for you guys. Then we've also got over here pretty much a creek channel swing, right? You've got a creek bed that comes here and swinging right up against this point. And if you notice, if I zoom in, someone has already marked it. There's rocks here. Well, there's rocks here because you've got a creek bed that's washing out that little area. Didn't see too much back in here. Maybe this point right here where it says rocks, but I'm sure that we marked this for you because this water came down so much on Google Earth. A couple more spots back here. We got some points with some creek beds off the edges of them. Really like these, really like this one too. Flooded timber, creek beds nearby, like all that stuff. Then we're going to move down here, kind of getting into the back end of the lake right here. This is where it got quite a bit shallow, but really what I'm marking here, I didn't see anything too special offshore wise, like points or anything like that to show for you, but I was able to see a lot of good turns. There's a little intersection here, real good bends. You can see all in these areas, so I marked those for you. And then when we get back in here, I know this is getting pretty shallow, but take a look at these places if you're back in here fishing. This area right in here, and then this little bend, either up on the inside before it swings out, or out here in this area too. Could really just be anywhere, and even fishing right in here too. I would definitely venture back here and see what's back there, if it's worth it. I don't know how chocolatey that water gets back there or how shallow it gets. So come down here, I didn't see too much, real shallow stuff all back in there. We're gonna come up here. One thing to notice is this railroad track that comes right across here. So fishing in and around that railroad track will be good. If you notice right here off this point, we've got this railroad track. We got a nice little point. We got a railroad track off the edge of the point. We got flooded timber, and we've got a creek channel that's fairly close by as well. So this point could be a very productive point. You got a little pond that's right here too you could check out. We come back in here. We got the bridges, right? Definitely want to check out those bridges. Coming back in here, let's see what he had here. A little intersection back in there. That might have been something I put on there. Put offshore there. Not sure why I put offshore though. So I might have to remove that one because I don't know if that was a mistake or what. Or maybe I was seeing something else. I might have saw something there on Google Earth, but you got a little intersection there, so I guess you could call that an offshore spot. We're going to get back here. Again, shallow, pretty shallow water, right? We're only like 10 foot, but a little hump back here you could take a look at. And then we probably talked about it on the Google Earth videos, but fishing the bottom side of this island, like right in here, could be good because it gets so close. That creek bed gets so close to it. So right in here and then right in here as well, you can see you got real good drops right in here off the edge of this point. Just kind of following those creek beds back and seeing where they go. And we marked a lot of that stuff too. So coming back out here, we talked about the main river channel, right? We got it out here, marking those swings, those intersections. Out here, we got some good points. We got the railroad track again coming right off the edge of this point, so definitely fishing in there. And in here too, you got rock and the railroad track. And then we're gonna get up here, you see this nice little flat point, some rock on the edge of it, got a good creek channel coming by it. That's gonna be a good point. It's gonna be a good point too, another creek channel coming by it. All these have creek channels really close to them. And then up here, you got the bend. All right, so I'm gonna pull this back. You can see here, guys, I'm getting pretty close to the dam again. I'm gonna come up here, show you guys this little area in here. It says emergent vegetation. Not sure if I saw too much of that going on when it was doing the breakdown, but right here would be a good little offshore spot. Another good little point comes out. I like this spot in here. A lot of creek beds going back in here. You know, and you're kind of looking at them to say, okay, where do they get the closest? You got a really close one down here in the corner down here. And then up here, this is probably the best one, right outside the edge of this little island. You got the nice little creek turds turning right in there. And then you can even look over here too, off the edge of this flat, right where those creek channels start as well. But this stuff looks good too. All these major river channels out here with the railroad tracks too. There's gotta be something out there. All right, we're gonna move on up here. We got a little pond dam here. Another little flat point that comes out with that railroad track on it. We're gonna move on up here. Another good little point, real good breaks. This thing like really drops off right before it hits that railroad track. So that's exciting to see that. Definitely something I'd want to check out. And then a couple little spots over here. I'm not that fond of them, but decent little point here. Nothing too crazy. I like this one just because it has the creek bed that comes across it. It's like an extra little island outside of this island. So that can be a good spot to take a look at as well. I'm gonna move back in here, see what else we can find. The bridge, obviously. Come over here to this side. Notice the big break going on right in here in this area. You got this nice flats back here. And then all of a sudden, boom, it just breaks like crazy. So maybe looking out here, right off the edge of that, right where it starts to break. Gonna move up here. We got the railroad track out here on a little 10-foot hump or something like, I think it said 10 foot. Was it 10 foot? Can't tell what it says. 16 foot. It's a little bit deeper. So you definitely have this railroad track coming through here. You're going to scan that and see if there's anything related around that. Another good creek channel swing here. Seeing these little dots, this is the creek bed. It's swinging right up against this little point right in here. So you definitely want to look at that, but that one's not going to be as obvious. And then up here, we're going to do the same type thing. We're going to see all kinds of little points close to these creek channels. So we got a little point here that's got creek channel on this side and the front. So you know that one's going to be good. This just looks like a good one just based on the fact there's flooded timber back in here. You got a nice little point that swings out. And then you got this big flat out here. All kinds of crazy stuff going on here. I think we marked some stuff with Google Earth too, but some real good breaks. right? So you got that flat top right there, and then a big break, and then a flat top and a big break. Kind of same thing over here, a little flat top, and then breaks off the side. So some good stuff to take a look at in that area. Then we're up to the very end, up here by the dam. We got another good point over here. You can see the big drop that it has. You got a little hump that's over here, could be productive. If you follow these out, like this is really shallow, right? This is like a huge, kind of shallowish flat. Let's see how deep that is. That's 25 foot, never mind. 13 foot, here we go, 10 foot. So you can see this is a nice flat little point that comes out here. I didn't realize that was so deep. It's 20-something foot deep there, so that's a decent little point in here. You could also come back here and fish this one, right here. Then we're gonna move up. We got this little pond dam going on in here. That one's 30-something foot, so that's getting out there. 28 foot, definitely a big break there. Excuse me. And then we've also got this nice little point here with a nice little break going on in that area. Then we're going to bring it back, brings us back to the dam. We've got the creek bed that's right here with the big old drop going on. Something's going on right in this area, so I wanted you guys to go take a look at that. And that covers us for all the offshore stuff for Lake Arrowhead. If you missed the last video, we actually covered all the Google Earth stuff for Lake Arrowhead, which was pretty awesome. We found a lot of good stuff out there. So make sure to go check that out. And don't forget, go out, check out our website, simplisticfishing.com. We have all these waypoints ready for you where you can put them on a card and put them on your graph, get out there, do your planning, all that good stuff. We also send you the KML file, the Google Earth file, so you'll be able to do your planning beforehand. So definitely go check it out. Not only do we have Lake Arrowhead, but we have hundreds of lakes out there now. Simplisticfishing.com. Go check it out. And until next time, I hope you catch your PB. Take it easy.